Hello Internet, welcome to Games Done Wrongish. Today we'll be taking a look at the first two Xbox Games with Gold titles for April 2018. The titles are The Witness and Cars 2 the video game. Let's take a look. I will be upfront and advise that despite this game being called The Witness, I did not find out what I was supposed to witness in my short overview. What I did find out though was the main gameplay elements and how they evolve over time. First of all, you start out by solving simple light-based puzzles. You simply need to connect a line of light from the starting position to the end terminal, which will be highlighted for you on the puzzle board. Doing this will generally open doorways or gates to allow you to move on into the next area or building. As you progress, the puzzles start to become more involving and challenging. As stated at first, you simply draw a line through a maze to connect 2 points. Next up, you must also ensure you cover up any dots or holes in the circuitry type puzzles on your way to the ending point. Next up, you must ensure that the line you are creating goes in between certain large black and white squares. I assume this is to split the polarity or something and ensure the circuit does not short out or break. Generally, when you solve a puzzle, a cable will then be powered, which leads you to an open door or the next puzzle. Sometimes there can be multiple puzzles in a line which you will need to complete in order to power the next section and move on. This is generally used as a way to teach you a new mechanic, gradually increasing the difficulty in each puzzle to ensure you understand it before moving on. There are puzzles that require you to examine your surroundings to complete. This one, for instance, requires you to look at which branch of the tree the apple is growing from and draw your power line to that node. This leads on to what looks like some sort of story element that shows you the human heart and veins coming from it in a tree-like fashion in a sort of life mimics nature art style. After around an hour's worth of gameplay, you will find yourself having to use all the skills you've learned so far to solve the puzzles, which can lead you to having 2 mirrored lines moving at the same time with which you need to get to the terminals whilst also covering the blocks or splitting the polarities as shown earlier. The game has 13 achievements to collect for your 1000 gamer score. The average time to collect them all comes in at around 20 to 25 hours. Overall, this is not a bad puzzle solving game. I have to be honest though and say I am getting quite a little bored of these right now. Recently we have had Quantum Conundrum and before that the Turing Test. That is not to say that this is a bad game or anything, its puzzles and settings seem pleasant enough and fun enough to play. For that reason I will keep it installed and maybe come back to it at a later date when I am not feeling a little overwhelmed with these types of games. Are you going to play it right away? Have you played it before and do you feel it's worth sticking with to find out what it is you're supposed to witness? Let me know in the comments below. Cars 2 starts out showing you how to play the game as a fun racing game. The aim at first is to build up your turbo boost by drifting around corners, jumping over obstacles, riding on 2 wheels, or even driving backwards. Once you have some turbo boost built up, you can press X to use it and get a quick speed boost as you might imagine. There is also a larger boost you can do if you fill the bar entirely. This is called In the Zone. If you manage to get in the zone, then you can simply double tap X to use this special boost, which puts a red type shield barrier around you and gives you a slightly longer and faster boost. This can also come in handy for the next part of the game once you have opened it up. The second part of the main game is the battle mode. This mode is very much like the Mario Kart games in which you pick up power-ups around the track that will give you a weapon attack or similar. You can then use these to shoot down your enemies or cause them to slide off the track and crash. The game has a fully voiced cast. I'm not sure if it is the same cast as the movie, but if not, they got some actors in that sound well enough for their counterparts. A quick scan on IMDb actually states that Meta is the original voice actor while Lightning McQueen is not. So it's a mixed batch I guess. It sounds good enough anyway to me, but I'm not really a Cars movie fan, so it's not going to be that noticeable for me. The game has 50 achievements to collect for your 1000 points. The average time to collect them all is around 8 to 10 hours. Overall, this is a pretty fun racer, especially for kids that may be fans of the Cars movies. As Cars 3 released just last year, it is still a relevant series, so it is still familiar to small children, which is probably who this game is more suited to. The cast is extensive enough to keep you playing a long time trying out all the different cars and characters. Despite having the main characters of Lightning and Meta, my son wanted me to play as the rally car, Raul Carul. I have no idea why, but that was his choice, so that is what we went with for this overview. That wraps up this week's Games with Gold overview for Games Done Wrongish. This week I did not upload my gameplay videos of me playing these two games as my son is off school for the Easter holidays, so I did not get to record my voice while trying them. I will be back later in the month with the other two games for April 2018, and I will do gameplay videos for those. I hope you join me again then. If you like this video, please consider watching another. 2 suggestions will be on screen now. Also, if you have not subscribed already, please do so by clicking the icon in the middle of this screen. Every view and subscription will go a long way to helping the channel grow, and in turn will result in more content for you. Thank you, and until the next time, goodbye.